Hello. This training today will be in regards to Athletic Forum's Big Teams Student Central, so online registration. So during this webinar, I will share with you how an admin tracks this information, how your coaches utilize this information, and how you can access the information at any given time. What you see here is a grid view for any given school that utilizes Big Teams Student Central, where we see students are signing up and students are completing their form requirements. This is a South Carolina High School League school, so they have a preset of these 5 forms. We work with any school for their school forms and make sure their forms that they need required by each and every student to complete is hosted digitally. So online registration is meant to put the responsibility back on the parent and student and give admins at schools the opportunity to track this in a more systematic fashion year in and year out. So as we see here, our students are completing the forms. Some students are red, some are green. It's simply to indicate whether or not they are approved in our system. As we see here, John Abraham is not approved, whereas Michael Abreu is. So simple indicators letting you know if a student is approved or not. Your coaches will have the same access to this view. The only difference is they will only be able to see the students that have selected their sport as a sport of interest. So if I'm the football coach, I will only be able to read the forms of the students that have selected football as a sport of interest when they sign up. So when the student signs up, they select the sports they're interested in playing for the school year, and that gives the coaches of those sports access to their forms from a read-only standpoint. Coaches cannot approve any forms in this system. So if I am the football coach, I would filter this Owl Athletics grid to show football. And as we see here, all the students interested in football. Another great feature about this is if you are wanting to run a report to show only approved students, meaning these students right here that are not approved will fall off. And this is really good for when you come into a tryout season for a sport and you want to have a report of only approved students. You can filter this one more time to show only approved students. And that will give you a list of only approved students. So you can print this out. You can pull up on your mobile device. But we want to make sure you have the quick access you need to know if a student is approved or not, and it's simply through filtering and seeing indicators on the left side. So all forms that you see here are built digitally. The only form that the parents and students will have to upload in this case is that physical examination form. So that form is uploaded into our system and approved by the admin at your school. So we see this form as pending staff approval here, meaning the staff at the school needs to go ahead and approve this form. Your staff members will be notified on a daily basis, 1 email per day if you have forms that need your attention. In this case, you have 1 form that needs your attention. So as an admin, you will go into the site, Big Team Student Central, click Review Pending Staff Forms. And here are 2 forms that need your attention. We'll look at Demo Student for today. We'll click the Physical Examination form. And as we see here, here's the pending staff document on file. So this parent has uploaded the physical for your approval. And what you'll be doing is simply clicking on the physical that's been uploaded as a picture. This is our test physical. So you see here, here's a picture of our physical. We will simply go back. If this physical looks good, we will go down here and we will input the date the physical occurred. So you will be tracking that. Our system is built based off your state requirements. So if your physical expires after 12 months, 13 months, whatever it may be, we have a system in place to where it will notify your parents and students and coaches and admins as well, 30 days out from expiration, 7 days out, the day before, and then the day of. We want to make sure your parents, coaches, admins, whoever needs to know, knows that their student's physical is expiring. So for this physical, we will put February 6th, 2020 as our signature date. We can click Approve and Finalize. If this form was incorrect, you can decline the form, put in a reason why you're declining the form. Maybe they're missing a signature from the doctor. And so what you would do is you'd input that message, click confirm, and that would send a message to the parent and student letting them know why you've declined the form. And then from there, they can upload it again for your approval. So no longer do you need to track down students, turn forms back over to them. You can simply go into this system, decline the form, put in the message why you're declining it, and the parent student will be notified so that they can go back in and re-upload the form for your approval. But for this demo, we will say this form was correct. There's the digital signature of the parent. We will click approve and finalize. And so we're taken back to the grid view to where our student today, demo student, now shows a check mark for their physical. And we also see the physician column, which represents the date the physical occurred over here under this column. So you automatically see when every physical occurred. And again, if you have an expiration date built into your physicals, that will show as well. And the student will be notified. Parent, admin, and coach will all be notified when that physical is 30 days out from expiring, 7 days out, the day before, and then the day of. Another great feature about this is when your students are creating their accounts, those students have the ability to input their emergency contact information for your access and your coach's access. So in the event of an emergency, you as an admin or your coaches can simply click on the student's name, and they will see the emergency contact information right here for their primary parent guardian, secondary parent guardian, and alternate parent guardian. And they can call the parent or emergency contact directly from this profile page. Another thing on this grid view that you as admins and your coaches have the ability to do is send messages. So if you are trying to get a message out to all athletics, or let's say just the baseball students, you can filter to baseball. You can click message, and you can also include the parents on this message and then input a subject and a message and click send, and that will send a message to the parent and student depending on what you want to send them for baseball students. So you can send messages by sport, all users, and you can also send messages to individual students. All information in this system is tracked with an audit log. So you'll be able to see who sent messages, who received the messages, who approved forms, who signed the forms, what the process was. Every step of the way is tracked with an audit log. Another capability you have here is building PDF packages. So if you have forms that need to be in a PDF format, say you're traveling somewhere where there's no cell service or internet connection, or if your school just needs the forms in a paper format for whatever reason, you can build a PDF package by sport for all students and also by form. So if you only need one specific form for your students, you can leave one selected, click build package, and then that package status will allow you to download that file batch or the folder of all the files that you've created in a PDF format, giving the opportunity to download those and then print them out if needed. So we'll look at one of these digital forms, show what a digital form looks like. So this history form for our student today, this is a digital form and it requires 100% completion. So for your school admins, you know when the forms are being completed through BigTeams Student Central, the forms have to be completed 100% of the way prior to ever reaching you for your approval. So as you see here, all questions are being answered. Students being required to explain their yes answers, and there are the digital signatures below showing this when the staff approved it, when the student did their work, and when the parent did their work. And then the audit log right here showing every step of the way. You can also run reports by genders. So if you want to see just male basketball students, you'll select basketball and then filter to male. And that way you'll see only the male students on your list. Students and parents will also have access to their forms for however long you need them in our system. So if they need to go to a summer camp or an all-star game, they can always log into their account and access the forms at any given time. So no longer do they need to come to your office to get a form printed out. They can always download the forms themselves. As admins, you have the capability to upload a form for a student. Coaches cannot. Administrators at the school do have that capability. And when I say administrator, I'm talking about an athletic director, an athletic secretary, or an athletic trainer, or principal. So all 4 of those users have the capability to upload physicals or any form for any particular student if they need to. The upload process works like this. You click the plus sign to the left of the student's name. We'll look at the birth certificate, for example. So as an admin, we see upload document and accept paper copy. So students and parents do not see accept paper copy, but as an admin, we do see that ability in case we're in an emergency and we need to get that form completed in the system without having to upload anything. That clicking accept paper copy will track the completion of that form, but you will have to refer to that athlete's paper file if you click accept paper copy. For this case, we'll click upload document. Here we're going to upload the document. So if you're on your phone or computer, it works the same way. The only difference is when you click choose file on a phone, it will prompt you to take a picture of that physical or form for whatever you're uploading, or choose a photo from your photo gallery. But because we're on our computer, I will choose my file. I'll choose my birth certificate, date of birth. So we'll say their date of birth is 4/4/2004. Parent approval date, the date the parent allowed us to upload this form for them. We'll say it was today. That form was saved successfully. So if we go back to the athletic forms page, we'll now see a check mark for the student's birth certificate. So it's very simple to upload forms for students. We want them to do it digitally, but you certainly have the capability as an admin to upload any form for any student. And then you see up top, you have the ability to filter year to year. So again, we'll keep your forms on file as long as your school requires us to do so. So with that being said, that will conclude our overview of BigTeams Student Central. If you have any questions about that, please contact support@bigteams.com and we will assist you. Thank you.